Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. I am going to be your host, Miss Andre Braxton. And I know that it said I originally wanted to do a faceless YouTube channel, but I do want to share my face, show my face with you guys so you guys can connect with me and I can connect with you guys because this is such a personal, important topic and we need each other. I need you guys, and I hope you guys feel like you need me. But we need each other to heal from these wounds that somebody decided that we needed. Somebody decided that this was for our good and that we needed to go through this. So, this is Beyond the Grief. And I do have a story. I'm going to give you guys a brief story for you guys that don't know. My daughter, Amaya Braxton, was hit and killed October the 4th, 2016, while exiting her school bus on a Tuesday afternoon. The driver wasn't paying attention, and as soon as the accident happened, officials went into cover up mode. They went into lying and covering up mode. You can easily Google her story, Amaya Braxton, and you will see, and then you can come to your own conclusion. With that being said, I'm not going to be answering a whole lot of questions about her case. This is about the trauma and the pain that I had to heal from and the pain that I'm still trying to work through almost 10 years later. Three things that most people that go through, I'm not going to say everybody because everybody don't grieve the same. And a lot of our family and friends don't understand why we haven't moved on. They want us to. A lot of times it's for their own gratification. A lot of times they want you to go ahead and move on so they can finish using you up and get what they need from you. Just to be honest, that's what a lot of them do. They want you to hurry up and go back to work so you can start back paying your part of the rent. They want you to hurry up and get over it because they need you to start back cooking. They need you to hurry up and get over it so you can start back keeping their children. They need you to hurry up and get over it so they can go back to sucking the everlasting life out of you. And that's just the truth. That's why a lot of people push you to go ahead and go. Go ahead and just be over it. I cannot tell you how many people have told me that I need to get over Amaya's death and that I'm never going to heal from it because I'm fighting for it. I've heard everything. So, you're not crazy and you don't have to grieve the way anybody else tells you to grieve. You grieve the way that you need to grieve because you're the one that's living it, okay? You the one took a loss. Don't try to be perfect for nobody. Just be perfect for yourself, okay? That's the only person that you've got to worry about is yourself and your mental state. Because apparently, anybody that's trying to push you to go back to work, if anybody's trying to push you to get out of bed too soon, if anybody's trying to push you to go out to dinner and to do all this stuff, then they're really not for you. And you just have to learn and you just have to know. And you have to either two things you can do. You can look over or you can go ahead and check them. Whichever one you want to do, you have my support. The first thing that you might encounter when you go through your first stage of grief is denial. Me personally, I didn't suffer from any denial. I didn't suffer from any denial. I was very well present for the news that she didn't survive. I touched her hand. I saw her face. She wasn't at home when I got there. I had to tell her brothers. I had to tell her when her sister came to the hospital. I had to tell family. I had to tell friends. So I did not have any denial. I was not in denial about anything. So that did not happen to me. However, I have heard of other stories. And when this happened with Amaya, people were calling me about everything, about every injustice that they ever had. Like people were just calling me. People were sharing stories with me about how they lost their children, how they lost their husband, their wife, their mama. And a lot of them were in denial at first. Like they couldn't believe it was happening. Some people say it's just like a dream, but I can assure you that I was well present for the fact that Amaya was no longer with us. So I didn't suffer from that. But some people do. Okay, so some people do suffer from that. Two, brain fog. Brain fog is, I had brain fog, but a lot of that was from not being able to sleep and eat. I, I couldn't sleep. A lot of it was because people scared the hell out of me. I ain't gonna lie. When they say, "Oh, you might see her, or you might hear her. She's gonna walk through the door. She might want to talk to you before she go," because people scared the shit out of me. And that's part of it. And then the other one was I really couldn't sleep the first night because I was wanting to go to the I was ready to go to the sheriff department and find out why come with nobody at the hospital with us but us. And then I also wanted to know what happened. And then I was worried about my son because he slept in the room with us on the floor because he had saw it. He was 10 at the time. He's 19 now, almost 20. So even he went through a major transition. He went through a whole lot when he saw this. So it was a lot of brain fog. And then I had in my living room at the time where we were staying in a trailer, 3 bedroom, 2 bath trailer. Anytime, any given day that week that happened, that first week that happened, it was about 75 or 80 people in my house and maybe 55, 60 people outside in the yard. So I constantly had people dropping off flowers, gifts, things that they went home and made for her. So I wasn't getting it because by the time my doors opened at 8 o'clock, about 8:30, 9 o'clock, my living room was packing up full of people. And a lot of them wanted to know answers. A lot of them was there for support. A lot of them was family and friends. So I did find myself forgetting to do things. I forgot to eat. I would forget sometime to take showers. I would forget that I had to meet with certain people on certain days, dealing with her final arrangements and stuff like that. I was forgetting to brush my teeth. I was forgetting to do a lot of things. And it's like this, your head is in brain fog. To me, what I was experiencing was the lightheadedness, the nausea, the pit in my stomach, like I'm gonna let it all out. Even though I didn't have nothing in there. I was a little slow about answering certain questions. I couldn't think clearly. Um, it's almost like I just had rather been in the bed with servants, like people that bring me everything, because I couldn't think where nothing was. People were asking me where certain things was in the cabinet because I had so much food. I mean, people was bringing food on top of food on top of food and gifts, and I was forgetting where I was putting stuff at. I forgot I misplaced a couple $100. And then it was so many people that was always coming and always asking me questions, and I just couldn't all think. So the brain fog is real. Okay. It really is real. And then number three, which I had a different number three, but I want to talk about number three because number three is going to be one of the things that I think all of us are going to go through. And I think we're going to continue to go through it until we realize that some things are out of your control. If you didn't physically do it, and if you physically ended this person's life with no cause, then it should be on your conscience and you should feel guilt. So number three is guilt. Guilt. Number three, which I should have made number one, but I'm gonna put number three. A lot of people feel guilty either because they wasn't there or because they prioritize themselves. And my guilt was I had a feeling to go and pick her up from a store because there were kids that ride the bus from the store that was up above my trailer at the time, and something that they told me that I should just go up there and pick her up from there, right? But I was already having a bad day. I just wanted to chill out. I was not a negligent mom. My kids didn't go outside without me. Um, they wasn't left to their own devices. They were protected. The only thing was in the morning, I let them go to the bus stop at the end of the driveway. I told them in case a car come and lose control or whatever, have for to stand back, be paying attention. And that's what I would do. They would drop off, come in the house, didn't have to cross the street, none of that. So when this happened, I did have alcohol in my breath. Y'all, I'm saying this right here because I'm transparent. I'm not gonna lie to kick it with y'all. It's not that serious. A lot of you know of my story, but a lot of you don't. Some of you I know personally, some of I don't. So I'm not gonna try to put on a facade to entertain you guys. I'm here to actually help, to help people deal with the grief. So I'm not gonna lie to kick it with none of y'all. It's not that serious. But I am gonna be real. I did drink that day, right? That's what I wanted to do. I'm an adult. I don't drink and drive. So I was at home drinking. So, and then I went to sleep. For a long time, I was, for a short period of time, I was scared to tell people that I was drinking that day. The fear of judgment. Um, and I should have went to the store and picked her up. That's one thing that I have dealt with for a very long time. But my oldest daughter, who was in college at the time, said, "Mom, that might not would have did you any good because there's no guarantee that the bus was going to take that route." She said the bus goes different routes. Sometime it might stop at the store. Sometime it'll go around the back roads, drop the other little kids off, and come back to the store, and then it'll bring us home because it's like a complete circle. So it was kind of like, so she helped me, but I still blame myself. And I have often wondered, do my husband actually blame me? Did he blame me for it? But you know what? Me and him was able to stay together. Um, he was ready to get back to the husband and wife, because that's what he needed to do to heal. And so I felt guilt. A lot of us have guilt, and a lot of us have shame, and I had to work through that. In my community, I had to work through that. I had to deal with the ambulance driver and the nurses talking about me at the hospital instead of the one that actually killed my kid. I was under scrutiny for a long time from a lot of people, and I had to let that go. And I had to not feel guilty because I was not the driver of the vehicle. And would it have been better if I would have witnessed the event? If I'm standing on the porch waiting for them to come in the house and a car comes from behind the bus, and I could have been out there that day and I could have witnessed that event. So would that have been good for me mentally? So I had to let the guilt go. You have to let the guilt go. If you wasn't there when you needed to be, there is not anything that you can do about it now. So in my case, what I did was I just pulled harder to my other children. I just held them tighter. I learned to be more lenient, more patient. And I tell my boys every time they have a discrepancy with each other, hey, let's don't say things that could hurt us. Let's don't say things that we don't mean. Because in this family, we absolutely know that tomorrow is not promised. So I teach them to love each other, and I teach them to forgive each other. And I teach them not to be mean to their friends. And don't just be throwing out words because it sounds good. I teach them to be responsible men. And they know for a fact that it's a possibility that just because you walk out the door, just because you feel fine, it's not guaranteed that you're going to walk back in this bitch. And so that is how I talk to them. So let the grief go. You have to get out of the denial stage. And then you have to make the necessary the necessary steps to heal. You have to do the necessary things. You have to do the work. And one of the work is, if you're not strong enough to do it by yourself, then you need to find somebody to help you. But don't find nobody that's just going to push you out there to a place that you're not ready to go to. And don't let people make you feel bad because you're grieving and because you're not ready to jump back out. Don't let people make you feel bad. And if it was your fault, if you did something by mistake and you were negligent, you got to own that shit. I mean, I'm gonna be transparent, and I do have a nasty mouth, and I'm sorry, but I'm trying to tell you, and ooh baby and ooh la la ain't helping you. It's not helping you. I don't know who all gonna watch this video, but if you really dealing with grief, you gonna feel. I felt like ending it. Actually, I did. But I fought for my family, and I fought for my kids, and I fought for myself. And now I'm trying to help you fight for yourself and to fight for your sanity. And whoever, some people gonna watch the video have thought about it. I'm telling you they have, because I know I did. Because I was guilty. I felt guilt. I felt shame. And I miss her so much. She would be getting ready to graduate high school. But I'm still here. You're still here. You guys give me a thumbs up in the comment section. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. And if you want to come on one day and share your story with us, please do. Because this is going to be a community that's going to be helping each other, healing each other. And I'm going to change my description. It's not going to be faceless anymore. I'm going to post certain things from different places, of course. I'm a TikTok girl. But I'm also going to come on live and encourage you guys, because we can't give up. Because there is a rainbow beyond the grief. Thanks for watching, everybody.